Pratibha Mishra is just like my younger sister, and I have privilege to meet her when she was in Michigan earlier. So Pratibha ji is a proficient and compassionate physical therapist, now working in Austin at Physical Therapy Specialty Center, which at Austin and Round Rock location. Pratibha ji has done her bachelor's at Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Science in Bangalore, India, and master's from Ahilya Devi University, Indore. So I know Pratibha ji very well, and though she is very passionate for her work and she has extensive experience in physical therapy, and she take joy in working with her patients with compassion. But other than her job, in her additional time, she likes to paint, listen to music, and play badminton too. And other than these things, she has another thing under her belt. She speaks 5 languages, including Hindi, English, Marathi, and Gujarati and Punjabi. So she is multilingual. And now I want to invite Meri Pyari Choti Behan, Pratibha ji, please welcome and take the stage. Hope you can hear me.
Hi, thank you so much for the opportunity to be able to speak on this occasion. I'm really honored to be a part of it. Thank you so much, Nehaji. I'm going to talk about balance and fall prevention today. I know most of the people already know a lot of things about it, but we're going to talk a little bit detail about these things. And being a therapist, I might be able to be useful to everyone here. So I have prepared a few slides, which I would like to share. So I'm just going to start the screen share. So we're going to talk a little bit about balance first, and then we're going to talk about fall prevention and how we can work on improving it and making it more safer for everyone. So balance is the ability of our body to maintain the center of gravity in the base of support. So base of support is the area between the 2 feet. If you draw a circle between the 2 feet, the area that we can find in the circle is the base of support. So the more the base of support, the better the balance will be. And the center of gravity is the area in the human, or for center of gravity can be with anything or person. So for a person, it's usually near the belly button, but it depends on how tall or how short a person is. Or how you're standing. So here is an example. So like how here in the blue circle is the base of support, and this one is the center of gravity. And if you draw a line from the center of gravity going down, that will be like a line of gravity. If this line of gravity is in your base of support, you're good, like in the first picture. But if the line of gravity falls out of your base of support, so like if you lift one leg, your base of support is less. So your line of gravity can be going outside. So it will be difficult to balance. Then you would need other things to help you in balancing it. So we'll see how the balance works. If anyone has any question, you can always interrupt and ask me. But I'm just going to try to make it very simple and easy to understand. So balance is like it helps to keep us stable and safe when we are walking around or standing or be in any position. If we are standing on a stable surface, we'll be more balanced. If we are standing on an unstable surface, it is going to be a little difficult to balance. But basically the eyes and all the sensory organs help to send information to the brain, which combines all the information and helps us to balance. So for example, I have a picture here in the next slide. which shows how the vision helps to give information about the body uh, in relation to what is in front of you or what is around you. Then the ears has two organs which helps to connect, like find a position, how your head is or how you're turning or how your position is in the relation to the place you are. And the joints and muscles help to send information about how you are placing your arms or your legs, and all these information go to your brain and it keeps processing continuously the information and helps to keep your balance. So that is basically how the balance works, how the body balance works. Now there are two types of balance: static balance and dynamic balance. Static is when we are standing, sitting, or when we are in any position. It can be kneeling or um, any static position where you're stable. And dynamic balance is when you're moving. Some people might have problem with static balance, which would be a more serious problem. Some people might have problem with dynamic balance, which is more common with aging, like difficulty from sitting to standing, difficulty with running, swimming, or doing things that you used to do before. So now, how would you know if you have a balance problem? Sometimes you don't even know because it happens over time. Your balance starts getting bad over time. So how would you know if you have a balance problem? That would be because that would be over time. So it is difficult to understand. Sometimes you need someone to tell you that you have a balance problem. Sometimes it's when you pay attention and see that you realize that you might be having something wrong with your balance. Like you can look for these signs. If you feel like something is there, then you can address it, like dizziness, feeling like the room is spinning, or sometimes you feel like you feel dizzy, lightheaded, chakkar aa rahe hain, ya aisa kuch. Sometimes you feel like you're just staggering. You feel like you're tripping over things more often with your age, and sometimes you might be finding it difficult to walk in the dark, or you find yourself always looking at the floor when you're walking. Like we discussed before, if there is any problem in one of these organs or any problem in the connection between these organs and the brain, you would feel like you're losing your balance more. That would be either by vision problems or hearing problems or some inner ear infection. It can be blood pressure. It can be sensory loss. It can be because of weakness of muscles or an old injury that is causing pain, and you shift your balance and your center of gravity moves. So these are the different things that you can find that, okay, this is happening when it says there is something wrong. Now, how to self-evaluate? What will you do if you find these problems in you? So the first step is to be aware about yourself. That, okay, I'm having a couple falls this year, which I never had before, or I'm tripping more often, or I'm having pain and losing my balance, or I'm catching myself holding on to the walls when I'm walking. When those things happen, you want to address it by going and telling someone. The best thing is to go to a doctor and let them know about it, that this is something new that is happening. Sometimes there might be new medications that you might be starting, and that might be a side effect of that medicine. And not everyone has all the side effects of specific medicines. So the doctor might just, it will be as simple as just changing that medication. Or maybe the medication is interacting with some of your food, or interacting with some other medication that you're taking. So sometimes it might be as simple as that. But the first step has to be taken by you by addressing that you have a problem. And sometimes they might also send you to a physical therapist. So because I'm a physical therapist, I'll tell you how a physical therapist thinks and how they would evaluate you. So when you go to a physical therapist, they will check your strength, not just your leg strength, but also the core strength. because that's how you be able to walk, do things normally. And because strength is lost over time, you don't even realize that you're losing strength until the physical therapist evaluates and tells you. Also, there can be sensory problems that can be related to some other disease. Like you might have numbness in the foot, and that can lead to loss of balance. There might be joint proprioception loss that can be related to some diseases, or over age also that can happen. And even your vestibular system can be affected. That can be from an ear infection, or sometimes not even having a cause. And there can be problem with the vision, or vision muscle deficits, that is visual tracking. So they will check your visual tracking. There are various tests also that physical therapists do to check your balance, and check your balance. And okay, I'm not going in the details of the tests, because but there are various balance tests which you can do for static balance and dynamic. And then we can do things that can make life a little more easier and little more safer for everyone. So it is as simple as exercising. Then there are few things you can do for home improvements. The right equipment, if something has been prescribed, talking to your doctor, doing a regular health screen, and to get help if you need one. So I'm going to go in details of everything a little bit. Okay. So if someone doesn't have any specific problem, the exercises can be general. Everyone benefits from exercise, but this is specifically important for seniors, because when you retire, you stop moving around as much and doing things as much. So there are more chances that the muscles will get weak. And because the lesser is the cell formation, new cells are forming less, so there are more chances for balance. And then again, health conditions. So staying active can improve your balance, coordination, and flexibility. So in this, you can either do a 30-minute of moderate intensity walk, group exercises, yoga classes, swim classes. There is chair yoga, dance classes. Anything that you really like and you can be consistent with would be a good thing to do. Regardless of what you choose, the key is just to keep moving. But if you have more serious problems, you would want a more standardized program, which is devised by someone, and you want to do it in supervision. And that would help solve that specific problem. And they would be more like functional things, like sit to stand transfers, or just walking with a cane, or walking with a walker, eventually coming to without a cane, kind of things, or getting back to normal. Sometimes it's just as simple as stair climbing. You have stopped going up and down the steps because you don't feel safe. So then you would want to go to a therapist who can work on those issues and try to get you back to doing those things if it's possible. The second thing would be home improvement. Staying at home will not keep you safe. Only staying at home doesn't work. Home has to be safe. With your aging and with your health condition, things change as you age. So you want to accommodate to the new things, new changes. You want to bring those changes, to recognize them, the problems in the house, and to correct them is the most important thing. So what you can do is secure loose rugs by tape or remove them altogether. You want to have something that is more stable or doesn't slip under when you walk on it. Remove cords from the walkways or secure them against a wall. Add a non-slip strip to the steps or bathroom. Use a non-slip bath mat. Avoid stepping on stepping stools to get things up. Add night lights in the hallway so that you don't trip over things at night. So these changes are just to be proactive and prevent anything getting worse. The third thing is to use the right equipment. If your doctor recommended a walker or a cane, some people feel shy to use them because maybe it would make them look older, or they don't feel safe using it. But it should always be used in the correct height and the correct way. And if you don't know, then there's no harm in asking someone to do it correctly. Also, if someone has trouble going up and down the steps, then you must always try to have a handrail on both sides, or get it installed, because that will make home environment more safer. If you have difficulty getting up and down the toilet seat, you can Okay, you can use a raised toilet seat. If you have difficulty getting in and out of the bathtub, you use grab bars, and chairs can be installed for safety. Shoes are the most important. Using the right kind of shoes is something we can do bare minimum to keep ourselves safe when we are walking in the house or outside. Good fitting shoes with non-slip sole uh, is the best thing. You should not be using high heels in older age. Flip-flops is not a good idea, or shoes that have really slick sole wouldn't help either. One more thing we can do is when you realize that you need help, oh no, then you should, yeah, you should get a yearly health checkup, frequent eye exams, hearing tests, because as we saw, hearing and vision are very important part of your balance. And the other thing that is important is weakness, muscle weakness. Your doctors might be able to help you find out what is the problem and what can help you get better. Always tell your doctor about a fall. If it is not a good idea to hide your falls from the doctor, because otherwise, how would they know that you're getting more fall risk? And how would you get help? And we already talked about the medication, that changing a medication might prevent a fall. And then if you feel that you're getting older and you think like it would be better to get help with your daily activities, it's always better to get help, because you cannot do everything. At a certain point, when you feel like it is better to get help, ask for friends and family. They can help you. Also, for outside stuff or housekeeping, there is no harm in getting a paid help, because with age, you want to accommodate the changes that come with it. When you try to do everything, there are more chances of you losing balance, because most of the falls happen when a person is very tired and still trying to do something, or too much in pain and still trying to do things. So it is good to know that where to stop and then try to get help. Also, there are home health aides and caregivers available for people who need a lot of care, like bathing, cooking, doing laundry around the house. For seniors, fall can be more dangerous. It is better to be proactive and prevent yourself from falls. I also have added a few balance exercises here for people not having any problems. It is good to practice only while holding on to something or being closer to a kitchen countertop or something stable. So one is the tightrope walking. You don't have to do a tightrope walking, actually. It's just the name of the exercise. So you can just hold your arms out like this female is holding, and then walk in a straight line. Every time you take a step off the floor, try to hold for 2 or 3 seconds before you put it down, and try to take 15 or 20 steps in a straight line. Either draw a line with a chalk, or you can use the tiles, just follow the straight line. and try to walk in a straight line, 15 or 20 steps. But to start with, always try to be closer to something you can hold on to. You can also do it with one hand holding initially to start with, and then practice without holding. The second one is called rock the boat. In this, you would be shifting your weight. So you'll be standing with both feet hip width apart, and you'll shift your weight on the hip one side, and then be in that position. To start with, do it only 5 seconds, and then change the weight to the opposite hip, hold it for 5 seconds, and you can do about 15 of those. As the balance gets a little better, or you feel more confident about 5 seconds, you can keep up to going up to 30 seconds in each side. This will help you move your weight easily. Every time we walk, we move our weight from one hip to the other. So if we can do that better, then it would be good to walk safely. Okay, this is heel to walk. It's a physical therapy test also we do. It's called tandem walking. Just standing in this position is a good exercise. I would start with just standing in this position, heel in front of the toe, opposite toe, and then holding that position for 15 seconds would be something you would want to start with. And then you can eventually progress to taking a few steps like this. But like I said, you always want to hold on to something while you're doing this test, so that it's safe. We don't want to fall while we are practicing a balance exercise. Okay. So, and then this is a flamingo stand. This is as simple as it's chosen here. You can start with 5 seconds, keeping one leg on the opposite knee, and holding your arms out, and then progress to 10 seconds hold. And we can start with doing 5 times and then progress to 10 to 15 times each side. If you are in perfect health and everything you're doing in your house without a walking aid and doing everything okay, then these would be something you can start doing right away, just to keep yourselves up to the mark. Okay, good. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, you can definitely ask me.
Thank you very much, Pratibha ji. That was a very informative session. Especially my mother is visiting and she's with me, and all those things you just mentioned, we had prepped those things in our house before she
Okay.
I mean, before, when anytime she came, stayed with us, she wasn't that elderly, and now we felt like she needed those things. So yes, it was very informative, and those things you mentioned definitely are true and they help. Thank you.
I just want to say
thank you so much.
Thank you, Pratibha ji. She prepared this on a very short notice. I think I told her last week, and she did an amazing job. And she was a star presenter here in Michigan, because we have a lot of older people here, including me. So thanks for doing this.
Thank you so much, Ajay ji. Thank you so much for the opportunity, everyone. Also,
Pratibha ji, we miss you and Vinay ji here in Michigan.
me too. Yeah.
Good to see you.
Thank you.